Hey guys, HuXn and welcome to YouTube channel. So in this video, we are going to be making a setup for our project. So let's just start our conversation by first of all installing a Tailwind CSS by using white or wheat, whatever you want to call that. So I just came to tailwindcss.com right here, and next I'm going to just click on this input area right here, and I'm going to just search for white or wheat or whatever you want to call that. Now let me just click on this Tailwind CSS right here, and now they are suggesting that now if you want to use a Tailwind CSS by using a wheat, you have to paste this command in your terminal. So I'm going to just copy this command right here, and now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just create some sort of a folder right here. So now let me just create a folder. I'm going to give a name of like HuXn store or something like that. Now I'm going to right click on him and open this folder by using a terminal. So I'm going to just open this folder by using my terminal right here, and now let me just make that a bit bigger like so. Okay, so that we can see everything a bit clear. So now here you can see the location where I am. So I'm inside a C drive, then users, then HuXn WebDev inside a desktop, the folder name right here. Now I'm going to just right click on him, and here you can see it will now paste this command right here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just change the name to the front end right here. So now let me just hit enter. So now they will ask us to first of all navigate to that front end folder, and then just use, oh, first of all we have to proceed there to yes and hit enter. And I guess, yep, that's cool. So now that we have to navigate to this front end folder, and then we have to use the npm I or npm install to install all of the dependencies. Okay, so I'm going to just use like cd and front end, and now I'm going to use npm I to install all of the dependencies. So it will take a bit of time because there are a lot. It will not take that much time as compared to a create React app, but it will take a while. And everything is successfully installed, and now they are suggesting that we have a new version right here. I'm gonna do that later once I am done with this recording stuff. So currently I'm inside this front end directory right here. I'm gonna use cd ... to go out from it. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just write code and dot. If you're using a VS Code, so it will just automatically open your VS Code right here. Okay, so here you can see we have our front end folder, and everything is working the way we expect them to work. I'm going to just zoom in a bit so you can see everything a bit better. Like so. So here you can see we have our front end folder right here, and we are now inside this HuXn store right here. Okay, so the next thing which I'm going to do is that I'm going to just write npm init-y, but I have to write this npm init-y inside a HuXn store right here, not inside a front end folder. I'm currently inside a HuXn store folder, not inside not inside a front end folder. So I'm gonna just hit enter right here, so it will just initialize our project right here. Anyway, so that's done. So the next thing which I'm going to do is that I'm going to just create a folder. Let me just create a folder, give a name of like Backend. And inside this folder, what I'm going to do, or you know what, we are going to take care of the folders a bit later, but first of all let's install all of the dependencies which we are going to need for the backend. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to exit that right here, and I'm going to also close, or yeah, I'm going to close my sidebar right here. And now let's just push that to the right. Okay, come on, let's just push that to position to the right. There we go. So here you can see we are currently inside this HuXn store folder, and I'm going to install a lot of dependencies right here, or packages to be precise. So I'm going to first of all install a Node one, then I'm going to install a multer, then I'm going to install Mongoose, and also JSON web token, Express formidable, Express async handler, Express.js by itself, .env, cores. I guess we're not going to be using cores, but I'm going to install it anyways. So I'm going to use cookie parser, and also concurrently, and bcrypt.js. There we go. So we have to install node1 multer. Oh, I forgot. Come on. I forgot the actual command of npm I. First of all, we have to write the npm I. Then we have to install the node1 multer mongoose, JSON web token, express formidable, express async handler, Express.js, .env, cores, cookie parser concurrently, and bcrypt.js. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to hit enter right here, and it will install all of their packages in my directory. Alright, so all of their packages are now successfully installed. So I'm going to just collapse that for a second, and now let me just open that and go to the package.json file right here, and here you can see we have bcrypt and all of that packages right in here. Okay, so that was it for the backend, and now let's install all of the packages for the front end as well. Okay, and then we are going to be doing a bit of cleanup. First of all, I'm going to go into that front end folder right here, and now let's install a lot of packages. So we are going to need silk, silk carousel, react silk, toastify, react toastify, react router DOM, and also the react I also forgot the npm install once again. Let me just use npm install and all of that. Okay, so react redux, we're gonna also need to install the what do we call it, react icons. So react icons, and also the apex chart. You don't have to worry about what an apex chart is, because we are going to be learning about apex charts in a really great depth, but you don't have to worry about that for now. So apex charts, and also react apex charts. Okay, then we have to install the moment.js as well, then the flowbyte Axios. You don't even have to worry about the what do we call it, apex chart. You don't have to worry about the flowbyte as well. You don't even have to worry about the moment.js as well. And I guess we are not going to be using Axios, but I'm going to install it anyways. I don't know, just for demonstration purposes. So I am going to also install the Redux, Redux.js, and then toolkit, because we're not going to be working with a vanilla Redux. We are going to be working with a Redux toolkit, and also PayPal React /React PayPal-js right here. So I'm going to hit enter, and it will install all of their packages into my front end folder. There we go. Okay, so now let's just wait for that to do its thing. Oh, I made a mistake somewhere here. Not found React registry. Redis. Come on, man. That was a mistake. Where in the world did I write the Redis.js? There we go. Gotta remove that. Let's just remove that from here, like so. And I'm going to provide a space. So now let me just write a Redux.js, and then we have to write /tool here. There we go. I want to make sure that I didn't mess up something. So we have what do we call it, silk carousel, then we have react silk, react toastify, react router DOM, react redux, react icons, apex chart, react apex chart, and then we have moment flowbyte Axios, react.js toolkit, and we have a PayPal right here. I'm gonna hit enter right here, and I guess this time it will successfully work. And there we go, everything is successfully installed. So I'm gonna just close that, and I'm going to do a bit of cleanup right here. Okay, so I'm going to just hide this sidebar or upper bar, whatever you want to call that. And now let me just open this front end folder right here. I'm going to delete this public folder. Inside this src, I'm going to delete these assets. I'm going to delete this app.css and index.css as well. And I'm going to just go into this app.js right here. Now let's just remove all of that stuff from here. Let's just cut that and all of that JSX right here. So I'm going to just close that, and I'm going to just write hello. Let me just save my file. Let's go to the main.csx file and remove this index.css import. And also, I guess that would be it. So I'm going to just save my file, and now I'm going to have to write, what do we call it, a script for myself. So yeah, the first thing which I'm going to do is that I'm going to go into that package.json file right here, and I'm going to go up above right here, and inside this test area I'm going to remove this test from here, and I'm going to just write backend. And now let's just write a script for our backend. So I'm going to just write like node-mon. You can write node if you want to, but in my case I'm going to just write node-mon and backend and /index.js. Okay, now let me just do one more. I'm going to also write for the front end. Okay, so for front end we are going to be using npm run dev, because currently we are working with the white, so we have to write npm run dev. And now let's just prefix that to the front end folder. Now let me just provide a comma, and now let's just write for both of them. For full stack would be, oh, you know what, dev would be fine. We are going to be just setting to a dev, and I'm going to write concurrently. And also let me just close that right here, like so. And I'm going to use npm run for, first of all, run the front end, and then what do we call it, let's just close that right here. And then we have to write for the backend as well. So I'm going to use npm run backend, and I'm going to just close it right here. Okay, let's just close it for the final time, and I guess that would be fine. and I shouldn't have to close it right there, so I'm going to just close that. And now let me just save that. So now that we write a script for both front end and also for backend, so now let's just write or create this index.js file right here. So I'm going to just close that right here, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the backend folder. And now let me just create a lot of folders. So the first folder I'm going to create for the configuration, so I'm going to just give a name of like config. Okay, so this is going to be the first folder. The next folder which I'm going to be creating is for controllers. Okay, and then we have to create one for middlewares, so middlewares. And now let me just create one more for models and also for routes as well. So that's for routes and also for the utils, utils like so. And I guess that would be it, but I'm gonna also have to create a file, give a name of like index.js file, because we are going to be running like this is going to be the main entry file of our backend. So we are going to be running this file by using this npm we are going to be using this file by using npm run and backend. Okay, so this is a script for that. Let's just close that. I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, so we are going to be using npm run backend, and it will run all of the content which this file has. So you know what, let me just write console.log of console.log of hello world or something like that, and I'm going to open my terminal right here. Okay, let's just go back cd dot dot, let's just go back to this HuXn store, and I'm going to use npm run backend. Okay, so now I'm going to hit enter, and it will start working. And here you can see we have our hello world right here. If I change that to something else like I don't know, some sort of emoji or something like that. Come on, we gotta get the emoji. I guess that would be fine. So I'm going to save that, and here you can see we are now getting hello in that emoji, and everything is working totally okay. Okay, so now let's just run our front end. So I'm going to use npm run and front end. Okay, so now let me just hit enter, and let's just wait for it. So here you can see we have our local host, and here is our port. So I'm going to click on that, and it will now open, and here you can also see that hello right here. This hello is coming from this app where we wrote our hello right here. Okay, so I'm going to just close all of them, and also this one as well. So yeah, I guess that was it. So now first of all, let me just create the database configuration. So I'm going to just create like db.js right here, and the first thing which I'm going to do is that I'm going to get my mongoose from mongoose, and I'm going to also write a connect db, and it will be now equals to async. And let me just write my try and catch blocks. Inside the catch block, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just write console.error, and let me just write error. And also let me just render my error.message right here, MESSAGE. I guess that would be fine. And then we have to write process.exit, and let's just provide one right here. So we just want to exit out every single thing that is running right now. So then we have to just write await, and we have to write mongoose.connect method, which this mongoose has. And here what I'm going to do is that we are going to be passing the URI. So I'm going to just search for mongoose. Come on, not this one, mongoose. There we go. Okay, let's just go ahead and go to that. Now you might be asking like, HuXn, why aren't you using like a MongoDB Atlas or something like that? Well, we totally can. Like, you just have to copy all of that, and which I already show you in my videos, but that take a lot of time in the development mode, and I don't like to use what do we call it, MongoDB Atlas in the development mode. So yeah, and currently I'm recording, so I don't want to wait. And now I'm going to just copy that. Let's just right click on him, and not this one, right click on him and forward space to dark. I'm going to copy that. So now let me just paste it right here. Or you know what, instead of pasting it right here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create an env file. So .env, and I'm going to just write first of all a port, and port will be set to 5000. And I'm going to also write a database URI, and it will be now equals to this URI right here, okay, inside a quote. So I'm going to save this file, and now let me just use process.env and also mongo URI. Was that Mongo? Or I just write a database, so I'm going to just change that to Mongo. Mongo there, come on, not in lowercase, come on. Mongo URI. So I'm going to copy this, save this file, and now let me just paste it right here. So the next thing which I'm going to do is that once we successfully done everything, so we just want to log this message to the console, which is successfully connected to MongoDB or something like that. I'm going to also put a smiley face there, or you know what, let me just put an emoji of check. Now let me just save that, and now let's just use this database right here inside this index.js file right here. So before we connect to our MongoDB database, first of all, let me just import a few packages, and then we are going to be also importing some utils later, but not right now. We are going to be importing just a few of them right now. So first of all, I'm going to just import the path from path from path module, and I'm going to also import what do we call it, express from Express.js, which we just installed a few seconds ago. Then we have to import the .env from .env, and also we have to get our cookie parser. So cookie parser from the cookie parser right here, and we are going to be importing the utils. So my utils will be currently we are going to be importing the connect db from let's just go ahead and go to the config db.js file right here. Okay, and also let's just do our configuration right away. So I'm going to use like .env.config, and let me just execute that, and I'm going to also provide a port right here, and port in this case will be equals to process.env.port, or we are going to be using 5000. So in this case, either use this 5000 which is inside this .env file right here, or if that's not working, or if this isn't already available, then use this 5000 right here. You already know that. If you are coming from my course, so you already probably know all of that, but I'm just saying it anyway. So now let me just write connect db and execute that right here. Now let me just create my app server. So I'm going to write express, and now let's just execute that. Underneath that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use app.use, and I'm going to just pass my express.json, and now let's just execute that. I'm going to also use app.use and provide our express.url encoded right here, and now I'm going to just pass extended, and now let's just set that to true. I am doing that because later we would need that, and I will definitely forget that later, so I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to use app.use, and now let's just provide our cookie parser right in here and execute that. Underneath that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to listen to my port first of all. So I'm going to listen to the port, and I'm going to also provide my console log if it is working. Okay, so console.log server running on port, and now let's just render our port right here, and now let's just go back, and that's everything. And I wanted to make sure that everything is working just totally fine. So I'm going to just create a simple route right here like app.get, and go to the home screen and request response. We just want to get like restart send of hello world. There we go. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to use npm run backend in this case, and I want to make sure that everything is working. Import path is import. Okay, that's because we are not using what do we call it, type module. So I'm going to have to change that to type and module. Okay, so now let's just provide comma, save that, and I guess this time it will work. DB is not defined. See, oh, we are not exporting that. We got a lot of errors in the beginning exporting for connect DB. That's just a start, baby. Let's just wait for it, and now let me just restart that, and I guess in this time it will not give us any error, and everything is successfully working, connected to MongoDB and everything. All right, so now let's just make a bit of setup for, or what do we call it, Postman. So I'm going to just create a new blank collection right here, and inside this collection I'm going to create one request, and it will go to nowhere, but I'm going to just write http, and we're not going to be creating any variables because this is a learning mode, so we don't have to do these kind of stuff like blah 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 or something like that. This is a learning mode, so we are not going to be doing that. You are more than welcome to do that if you wanted to, but for me, I'm recording this course for beginners and also for intermediate and also for advanced level programmers. So yeah, I'm going to just start everything from scratch. So I'm going to use http and localhost and listening to 5000, and now let's just hit it. I'm going to just hit that, and here you can see we are now getting this hello world right here, which means like everything is successfully working. And I guess there isn't anything, but there is one thing, and I'm thinking, should I do that right now, or maybe I'm going to do that a bit later? Not quite sure about that. Oh, I forgot one thing. We didn't work with Tailwind CSS. We just installed that by using Weed, but we didn't install the Tailwind CSS. So now let's just install that. I almost forgot that. So I am going to just copy that. And let's just go ahead. First of all, go to the front end. So I'm going to use cd and front end right here. And now I'm going to just pass that command which I just copied. So I'm going to right click on him and npm install d Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and auto prefixer. So it will install there, and then it will initialize over Tailwind CSS. And I'm going to also copy that from here, and that's successfully installed. So I'm going to hit enter to initialize our Tailwind CSS file. So that's cool. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and go to the Tailwind config file right here, and I'm going to just place whatever I copied from here. Let's just place it right here, save my file. And now let me just create one CSS file right here inside this, and I should go to the src. Let's just create index.css file, and I'm going to copy these components right here. Let me just paste that, and I'm going to also copy this h1 right here. Let's just go ahead and go to our app and remove that from here, and now let's just save this one and also run over npm. Let's just go back first of all. And also let's just run npm run dev, not dev, but npm run frontend right here in this case. Alrighty, so now let's just check it out, and it is not working. That's because I know why it's not working. We gotta go to the app, or should we go to the app? No, we don't have to go to the app, but we have to go to the main. And now let's just import that CSS file which we just created right here. So import index.css, and bang, everything is working totally fine, and that's looking amazing. So I'm gonna have to go back, and I'm going to also hide this sidebar from here. Yeah, come on, not this one, sidebar. There we go. And I'm gonna just force this page to dark, and that's looking amazing. But later we are going to also change this color, and I guess there isn't anything else left to install or to work with. So I'm going to stop this recording for now, and see you in the next video, where we are going to be learning a lot about user, how to create user, how to authenticate the user, the admin user, how to delete the user, how to update the credential of the user, and all of that craziness in the next video.